I'm here with the leader of the steampunks.
Thank you.
Well, unofficially called the leader of the steampunks. Let's put it that way, to be just completely legal here, okay? So I will not get any claims because I'm mentioning the wrong title.
I'm gonna sit down. Is that okay with you guys? If I kind of sit down, get comfy?
Do you want to?
Can you see me okay? Is everything
I know you've been working like 24 hours a day for the 7 days a week. Is this okay?
I have a ton of awesome people for that, actually.
Okay. No, this is Sneak.
I figured this is a little more intimate, right?
You know him by the name of. I know him by the name of Jeffrey Paul. Sneak from Steemit. Yeah, you're gonna do a shitload of announcements, right? Or just a couple?
A couple.
I did spoil it with shitload. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, please, Sneak. I won't take you any longer. The floor is yours, and yeah.
Thank you, Roland.
People, give it up for Sneak. He's been traveling the world.
So it's been a really, really big year for Steem. The biggest. Even surpassing the launch, I think. And I'm really happy you guys are all here. This has exceeded my wildest expectations, and thank you, Roland, as always. There's a lot of stuff I have to share with you, and we don't have a ton of time. These slots are pretty short, so I'm going to go a little quickly sometimes. But so I'm going to give you a quick overview, 3 parts, of what the steampunks are, what we do, what we've been up to, and what we're going to do, and how you get involved. This was taken last year. Many of you were there. I've said a number of times over the last year that when SteemFest happened, I thought, so I don't really go to conferences. I'm kind of a critic. I'm hard to please. I don't like a lot of stuff. And so most conferences, to me, they strike me as kind of like a wasted time or distraction. When SteemFest, when we were going to do it, I was like, oh, I'll go, it's cool. But I had no idea that it was going to be quite the thing that it was. It was the best thing that I've ever experienced, going somewhere and having people, putting faces and talking to people who had just been usernames and avatars on a screen. So SteemFest is the most important event of our year, and I couldn't be happier that you guys are all here. First part, I'm going to talk about what has happened in the last year. It's been a really busy year for all of us. You guys have played a big part of that, both with your requests into the site and also all the businesses you're building on top of this platform. It's really, really cool. So we put out a 2017 roadmap at the beginning of this year. We accomplished many of the things on it, which we will touch on. But the biggest thing, some of the things that were on that roadmap got deprioritized because the site has exploded in users and traffic, which is really, really cool. So we've had to kind of scale up as we climb this mountain, and it's been really, really exciting. My clicker is not. There we go. we served six times the traffic that we served last SteemFest, which is really an amazing thing. Like, we have this great user growth that Ned was talking about that I'll touch on in a second, but really the site is 6 times larger now than it was. And that means we do, on really big days, 1 million transactions a day, which makes this the fastest blockchain in the whole world, which is a pretty amazing thing when you think about it. You think about what blockchains have done to the world in the last 5 years, right? Vanity metrics like this, I generally don't put a lot of stock in, but this one's fucking true. Like, think about that for a minute. This is the fastest blockchain in the world, and there's like a few hundred of us here right now that are acutely aware of that. Like, think of what's, I think a lot of you have been in cryptocurrency for a while. Think what's going to happen when the rest of the world figures that out, We want to have the fastest website in the world. We don't at the moment because we have a ton of people accessing our website, which is great. This guy right here is moving us toward getting us to the fastest website in the world. We now have 430,000 user accounts, which is, as Ned mentioned, a 400% improvement, or 300% growth over the 100-something thousand we had last year when we spoke to you guys. And we have 3 million people come to the site every month. That's huge. We're like, number 2,000 something in the whole world for the web. That's for something that didn't exist 2 years ago, which blows my mind. That generates a lot of traffic. It's the infrastructure to run Steemit.com is nothing like it was a year ago. For those of you that care about this kind of stuff, we run, depending on load, about 100 instances in Amazon. We started with 4 a couple years ago, so that's a really big deal. We have an amazing team that helps wrangle all this stuff. But before I jump into all the stuff we've done in 2017, I want to talk about something that's really important to me. And I had some life experiences that really drove this home to me, and I don't know if a lot of people have had this, especially outside of Europe. But who knows what this is? Anybody have any idea? I'm an architecture nerd. So. Thank you. This is the United Nations building in New York City, for those of you who have seen Scarface. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that every single product that we ship does not require any knowledge of English to use, because the world is big, and most of the people on it don't speak English. So we have a little bit of a bias. Most of the people that work for Steemit are native speakers of English. We have everyone that works for Steemit speaks English fluently, and what we want to do is we want to make sure that that's not an impediment to anyone in the world that wants to use our amazing platform. So all of our products from today forward, and that's one of the things we're announcing, are localized in multiple languages, and every single product we release will be localized in multiple languages. And it's not done. We've got the framework in place. Val's done an amazing job of getting us ready for this. But what we need is more translators. So please email. I don't know if Mike is here, but email Mike@steemit.com if you speak a language well and want to help translate, because we want to make sure that all of our products work well in all of the languages. So 2017, we've done a lot of stuff, but the biggest one that's taken up most of our time and resources has been making sure that the site performance stays where it should be. I know you guys, as well as I, were frustrated the last few weeks while the site was slower than we want it to be, and it's really a great situation to be in because we are a victim of our own success. We are scaling both the blockchain and the back-end data layers as well as the front end as quickly as we can. It's going really, really well, but obviously with growth and sometimes DDoS attacks, there's some issues there. So we use a very modern stack. I'm going to read off this screen, which is something I hate when presenters do, but I'm going to do for a moment here, because just for a minute. We run in AWS. Everything has health checks. It's self-healing. The only time people get woken up in the middle of the night is if something's gone seriously wrong and not minor wrong. Everything is containerized. We run automated tests. Everything is broken off into manageable services that can be scaled and run independently. Devs routinely do their own deploys. They write code, they test it, they stage it, and it's in production the same day. And they do all this via our chatbot in Slack, which is really cool. And we do that multiple times a day. So we're shipping code into production all the time, which is great. There we go. Can we skip one? There we go. So one thing that's really, really important to us is that we provide excellent support to our third-party devs who are building on this platform. The stuff that you guys do is ultimately, 10 years from now, going to overshadow everything we ever do to empower that. So we run high availability service endpoints, and we treat those with the same level of care as we treat our own internal services. It's really, really important to us that we're always up for you guys, supporting your applications up to when you run your own full nodes. We've improved our DDoS resistance. We got taken down for a couple hours a few weeks ago. It supports a lot of different apps now. We get with our third-party nodes see as much traffic as our nodes that we run for our own site do. And we have a number of other things that we've shipped this year from our roadmap that are really going to be crucial going forward. Individually, they're little, but added up together, Steem Connect that allows third-party devs to integrate quickly and easily without dangerously handling cryptographic key material. Image hosting that allows anybody to drag and drop cat pictures into their comment box. Post-reward beneficiaries that allows third-party interfaces or applications to share in the revenue from posts. These are all really, really important, and we shipped all these. Clicker, man. We have built a lot of cool new backend services that are powering our features going forward. We have SBDS, which is a blockchain SQL database. We have HiveMind, which powers communities. We have Yo, which does notifications. We have Juicy, which does caching and RPC multiplexing. We have Overseer, which does analytics and telemetry. We have Gatekeeper, which makes sure that spam bots don't create millions of accounts. We have Bolton, which does adaptive DDoS detection. And all this kind of cool stuff is open source. and you can look at it on our GitHub. You can use it on your own sites. It's all reproducible. Everything we do, we release under the MIT license. And we want all of our results to be reproducible, because if Steemit.com stays the only gateway into the Steem ecosystem, we failed at our job. Our job is to make sure that you guys can do this just as well as we can reproducing our work. To that end, we launched something that I find really, really important, which is our developer portal. It puts all of our documentation for all of our APIs in one place. We're going to be expanding this. This is a living document. Right now, it's got all of our libraries for Python and JavaScript and stuff like that, all of our endpoints. This is what it looks like. It's really cool. We've also, today, relaunched Steem.io, which is our Steem blockchain website, separate from Steemit. Remains with the cool blue logo that we know and love. Come on, guys. And that many of you have on t-shirts. And then, of course, many of you, except the one guy in the back that's new to Steem today, have read our Smart Media Tokens website, which has our white paper on it for all the cool applications that you can use Smart Media Tokens for to empower content creators all across different websites. That one looks really cool as well. Finally, last but not least, something we've been trying to get out to you guys for a very long time, something that we're very, very excited about, and I think you guys are too now, is Steemit.com, everybody's favorite. And I don't know about you, but I think it looks gorgeous. This is like really just tickles me. This has been, a thorn in my side for a long time, and it looks great now. So very, very soon, this year, we're going to be shipping communities and really, really awesome multi-transport reliable notifications across a couple different transports. These are really important like base 1.0 features that we've lived without for long enough. So this is really cool, and we're all very excited about it. These have been in progress for months. So second part, I gotta hurry. We're running out of time here. We have an amazing team. I gotta say, this is the coolest group of people I've ever had a chance to work with. We have some really crazy smart people working, sometimes working really long hours, but working really effectively, efficiently, collaborating in ways that I haven't seen teams work very often in my life, and it's really, really cool. We struggle as we grow with becoming, a corporation. Something that's bogged down in process because you have all these communication edges, different departments that might not like talking to each other, top-down management, this kind of stuff. And we don't need to do things the way that other people do it just because that's the way it's done. We can steal from everybody who's ever run a startup that's gone from 5 people to 500 people and take the best from everything, just like we do for social media, which I'll get to in a minute. And what's neat about that is that Steemit now is fundamentally different from most companies of our size. Because most companies of our size start to get a little stuffy. I don't generally work for companies that are this size because they're annoying and they're calcified. You can't get a lot done. So what we've done is really sort of rethought everything that makes a company some boring place to work, some place that you can't get things done. We've tried to capture that startup vibe. And this work like grown-ups with grown-ups, this is not, Steem is an equal opportunity employer. This is, we do things in a responsible way where we don't break the work of others, we plan things out, we have specs, we operate in a responsible and conscientious manner, both for our third-party devs as well as our internal teams. We are asynchronous, we work around the clock, we work whenever we want, from wherever we want. We have an awesome headquarters in Austin, Texas, but we also have people all on just about every continent except Antarctica, I think now, in a bunch of different time zones. We follow the best practices. We have a pretty high Joel score, and it's improving every month. And ultimately, just like a lot of you guys out there on the blockchain, we value skepticism. We don't do things just because this is the way everybody has always done this. We question, well, what's the best way? How should we do this? Because we have a clean slate to build a company, like an uncompany, a company that is different than all the other social media platforms. We're not blue. So this is one of our biggest strengths. And I gotta say that there's no company of 38 people that I've ever worked with that didn't suck, except this one. We're doing a good job here, and we want you to come work with us. If you love what you're doing, if you love working on blockchain technology, please get in touch with us. Oh, come on. That's my email address. Shoot me an email. We love to talk to everybody. We're always hiring. So, 2018, the future. 3 minutes. Our community is everything to us. I said this before on stage at SteemFest. I'll say this at every single SteemFest. Without you, we are nothing. And we need to build together into the future. Without the blockchain, our community dies. Without the community, the blockchain dies. So Smart Media Tokens is our biggest announcement in this vein. Smart Media Tokens will allow content creators and publishers and websites to monetize across the entire web, not just on Steemit.com. And this is going to be a huge thing for entrepreneurs, both in the existing blockchain space and ones that have never heard of blockchains yet. We have a bunch of huge plans for 2018. We know what the pain points are on Steemit. We've been working this year nonstop to address all the things to make sure that Steemit, as you know and love it, continues to function and is quick and performant and looks nice and works well. But we have a lot of growth that we've mapped out. So that's what some of the stuff we're going to put in our roadmap. What's really cool about Steemit is that we're not doing this 15 years ago, 10 years ago, where we don't know like what works and what doesn't in social. What works and what doesn't in social. Roland, you got to get a new one. What works and what doesn't. So we have a massive tar pit of 500 failed social networks to know exactly what works and exactly what doesn't. Our community's implementation is almost verbatim that from LiveJournal 12, 15 years ago. Our notifications takes ideas from the way Facebook does with a different red in a scene so you can know what you've seen but what you haven't like actually clicked through and read, so you're intelligently notified on your devices. Across everything we do, we look at the entire social networking landscape and history to see what works, what people like, and ultimately what has caused companies to fail. And we're standing on the shoulders of giants. We're standing in this tar pit, and we have this view. So we have a really awesome shot of building the best product for social that anyone's ever seen. And that's what we do every day. That brings... Okay, I'm just using...
Wait, I'm going to get up here.
I'm just going to use this.
Click the 9 away.
I got it.
No,
so...
No, you just say next slide.
Please.
Next slide?
Please.
That's right.
So developers, your applications of the future, what we build will be 1% of everything that exists in this ecosystem if we do our job correctly. And our 2018 roadmap is currently being drafted. We want the content of that roadmap to come from you guys. We know what we think is needed. You guys know better than we do. So please communicate with us. You've seen my email address, it'll be up again in a minute. Make posts on the blockchain, email me, talk about it in chat. Get these ideas percolating and send them to us. Not all of them will make it into our immediate roadmap. We have to pick and choose what we do in 6, 8, 12, 18 months, but a lot of them will. So please talk to us. And this is going to carry us through 2018 beyond, and many more SteemFests is my sincere hope. It's really wonderful to see you all. So thank you.
Time for one question?
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Hold on a minute.
Yes?
Guys, what's the single most important thing for any social media product in 2017? I'm very excited to share with you guys. We have an amazing team of mobile devs that have been working with us for most of the last year to bring you the Steemit mobile wallet. It is the single most secure way to hold or transfer Steem on a properly secured mobile device, Apple, with a hardware security module. This is, bar none, the safest way to hold keys. And it's in final beta. I wanted to have it to you guys today. Unfortunately, Apple is a gatekeeper. We're building systems that allow us to bypass gatekeepers, but they haven't made it all the way down to mobile yet. So for right now, we have to work on their schedule. But very soon, you're going to have this app in your hand. Next month, it'll be in the App Store for both iOS and Android. So I'm excited to share it with you. You guys, stand up. These guys right here. Oh, absolutely. Last but not least, I did this last SteemFest. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do next one. One day I'll have to stop, but that day is not today. I'll be happy when I have to stop, but until then, I'm going to share this with you. This is my email address. But it's also an Apple ID, so you can FaceTime me and iMessage me there. Any time of the day or night, you can make my phone buzz. So get in touch. Don't abuse it. But if you need me, we are listening to you all the time. So please. Now, do we have any questions?
I heard this thing that when you said that when I give you a pastel de nata, you will tell a secret, right?
Only to you.
Oh, I thought it was like public.
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't you know what a secret is?
No, yeah, okay, you will tell it only to me. Yeah, it's okay. So if you give this guy a pastel de nata, he will tell you a secret. So,
but I sold out. Tim gave me 6 yesterday. I sold out of secrets.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, sorry for that. So we've got time for one question.
Yeah, sorry.
For Sneak. That's okay.
Next year we should have bigger time slots.
Yes. Here you go.
Can you quickly expand upon the invitation and the tracking and the metrics and stuff that's going to be involved in that?
Certainly. So we have just rough specs at this point. None of this is all subject to change. We've just had some very rough ideas here. There have been community members, I don't know if Rob is here, who have done some cool stuff about, and we're not gatekeepers, anyone can create accounts. So literally anybody can go and do this, but we need to as well. Systems where you can create invite codes or tokens that come back to your own central database, that when you get them back, one per create, you spend money to create an account. So things like that are extremely valuable, as well as vouching for other users, because account creation carries a cost with it. As you guys heard from Mike Vandenberg, we have some novel approaches to bring that cost down for people who have to create tons of accounts, like Steemit, or large holders of Steem who run websites. But what we want to do is we want to make it easier for people to get on the platform by the millions. And we want to make it quick. We want to make it easy. So we have all sorts of spam detection and heuristics and machine learning to classify signups to make it faster for people. And some people will even be approved instantly. And then we also want to do referrals and invite codes and any other way that we can make it easier and faster for people to bring their friends and their family and their associates onto the platform quickly and cheaply. So we have some preliminary specs there around invite codes, inviting people via email, referrals, things like that. But nothing is really solidified. We have a bunch of different ideas. I think you guys, as well as I, could run down the 4 or 5 ways it could be done. We've got pros and cons for each. So once we begin working on that, we'll engage the community in that dialogue next year.
Maybe a bonus question for Sneak? Are you up for that?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm here all day.
Who wants the bonus question? Oh, shit. Sorry.
This chair was a bad idea, huh?
Anyone wants the bonus question? Yes. Sir.
So how decentralized...
To your mouth.
It's on.
Hold it right to your lips.
So how decentralized is the governance of the Steem blockchain currently? Like, could we survive without Steemit, or...
Yes. Bitcoin survives without Satoshi.
Yeah, but there's no Bitcoin incorporated.
What's that?
There's no Bitcoin incorporated.
Oh, I know of subreddit who would disagree with that. But that aside, the Steem platform is run primarily by people outside of Steemit. And the Steem platform is governed primarily by people outside of Steemit. The only people that are affiliated with Steemit that run witness nodes are people who were witnesses first and then got hired. We informally discourage any employees from participating because ultimately we want, like, if a neutron bomb goes off in some place we all are, this thing needs to survive us. This thing needs to survive any one organization, any one person, any one team of people, because we're building something for planet Earth. We're building a protocol and a rule set that transcends any one company, any one website. And it's our singular job to make sure that that vision becomes a reality. Because if this stays centralized in any fashion whatsoever, like most of the traffic for people that use the Steem blockchain comes to Steemit.com, and that's a bad thing. We need to make sure that the Steem blockchain is powering thousands of websites, not just 5. And that is our biggest focus as a company, making developer onboarding easier, making it easier to monetize and to fund, to integrate partnerships. All of this, it's really critical that there be thousands and thousands of different portals into this universe.
Sure, that addresses the website part, but the blockchain development, the consensus code will just develop for manifest image.
So the Steem consensus code is MIT licensed, and anyone can work on it. Anyone can do anything they want with it. Anyone can propose hard forks. Anyone can alter the blockchain any way they wish. If they can get the participants through delegated proof of stake to agree to it, then this is a community thing. We don't own or run this.
So what fraction of the contributions are made of Steem?
Right now, very few, but we would love for that to change. And our developer portal and other resources like that are things that we actively promote and develop to engage the community further. So it's really near to our hearts. Thank you guys so much. This has been amazing.